There's a phrase floating around weight loss TikTok: Ozempic body. Skinny, but somehow worse. Here's the part the marketing didn't tell anyone. In the biggest semaglutide trial, 39% of every pound lost was lean muscle, not fat. That is the trade nobody warned anyone about. Every weight loss method burns some muscle. Diet, surgery, drugs, doesn't matter. You lose lean tissue alongside fat. The clinical question is not whether you lose muscle, it is how much. Most clinicians want lean mass loss to stay below 25% of total weight lost. Semaglutide came in at 39%. That is what fueled the deflated, hollow look that became Ozempic body in the first place. Retatrutide is the first drug in late-stage trials to hit 3 receptors instead of 1. GLP-1, GIP, and crucially, glucagon. The first 2 suppress appetite. Glucagon is different. Glucagon is the receptor that might actually change the muscle math. Glucagon does 3 things that point toward fat loss instead of muscle loss. It pulls energy out of fat stores, it cranks up heat production in adipose tissue, the body's fat tissue, and it tells the liver to burn fat instead of holding on to it. In theory, that shifts where the body finds its calories during weight loss. More fat sacrificed, less muscle. Theory is one thing, data is another. For 2 years, every Retatrutide trial reported only total weight loss. No body composition, no way to know how much of that weight loss was muscle. Then in June 2025, the first real answer arrived. A phase 2 sub-study published in the Lancet used DXA scans, the gold standard for separating fat from muscle, across 36 weeks. Patients on Retatrutide were compared head-to-head with patients on dulaglutide, an older GLP-1 drug, and against placebo. This is the first time anyone measured what Retatrutide actually does to body composition. The headline result: Retatrutide produced more total weight loss than dulaglutide. No surprise there. But the proportion of that weight coming from lean mass looked more favorable than dulaglutide's, not by miracle margins. The glucagon hypothesis got its first experimental tailwind. Important caveats. This was a trial in type 2 diabetics, not the obesity population most people asking about Retatrutide are part of. 36 weeks is short, and nobody has run Retatrutide head-to-head against semaglutide, only against dulaglutide, which is older and weaker. Phase 3 body composition data, when it arrives, will be the real test. Whether Retatrutide turns out muscle-friendly or not, the playbook for protecting muscle is the same on every weight loss drug. 2 to 3 resistance training sessions per week, hitting the major muscle groups, and protein at 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. Both interventions outperform any drug you can take. Both are basically free. Honest gaps. We don't know the trajectory beyond 36 weeks, and these drugs are meant for years of use. There is no bone density data, and in older adults, where muscle loss from aging is already happening, the risk profile could look completely different. Phase 3 will start filling in those blanks. Full breakdown with every source at glp3.wiki/articles/muscle loss. Retatrutide is not FDA approved. Talk to a qualified healthcare provider.